Everyone, it's Bethany, and in this tutorial I'm going to be making a really darling rainbow sign for my kiddos' room, and I'm super excited because this rainbow design is one of my favorites. In fact, I've already made a sticker with it for my little girl's bike, and it turned out so cute. So it's one of my favorites in terms of designs, and I'll show you where you can find it in Design Space. But I'm going to be making a little rainbow sign for her room, and I thought it would be really fun to just get some really fun bright colors and just really make a fun little piece of decor. So what we're going to need for this craft is we'll actually be using the Cricut Joy, and you can use any cutting machine that you want. We're going to be using a combination of smart materials and other materials as well. So we have a little bit of smart vinyl here. We also have some Paper Studio vinyl and some, I think this is 651. Yeah, I think that's Oracle 651 vinyl, and I think this one's Cricut. Oh no, that's still Oracle 651. So we're going to be also using our green mat because we're going to be using materials that are not smart materials. So I'll show you, if you are new to doing that, how you can put larger materials through your Cricut Joy with the mat. We're also going to be using some of the Cricut transfer tape. I really like it. This is not the strong grip one, it's just the regular, so I'll link it down below in case you would like to try it out. I really actually enjoy it. And we're going to be placing our design on this really nice little wooden sign. So it's from Hobby Lobby, and it comes in the bare wood section, so it will come like this. And this says 7.87 inches by 7.8 inches, so it's about an 8 by 8 square. So what I did with this is I applied a couple coats of my favorite paint. This is the white Adirondack folk art chalk paint, and I love it. It works really well. So I applied 2 or 3 coats, I cannot remember, and then I did a little light sanding with our electric sander just to distress the edges and to also just really smooth out the finish on the front so that the vinyl would lay really nicely. Other materials we'll need is a scraper tool or squeegee and a weeding tool of your choice, and then some scissors. We're also going to obviously make sure our design is measured. I did obviously tell you what it is, but we'll just double check. This is about 7.75 by 7.75. So we're going to use those measurements when we go into Cricut Design Space so that we can make sure our design is sized appropriately for the space that we're working with. Other than that, if I bring anything else onto the craft table, I will always make sure to link it below in the description box, so be sure you're always checking that out so that if you are interested in anything that I'm using, you can easily find it. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into Cricut Design Space, and I'll show you the sweet little rainbow design, and then we will get to sizing it and cutting it out.
Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make our little box. So we're going to make our replica of our wooden sign that we're going to be placing our design on. So I'm going to go to the Shapes box right down here, and I'm going to click Square. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to size this at 7.75 size, and it's going to automatically do 7.75 by 7.75 because this lock button is locked. If you wanted to make something that was not a perfect square, you could simply unlock it and it would allow you to change the width and the height accordingly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make this a white color just because my sign is going to be white, and I'll make this a little bit bigger here. Okay, now we're going to go over to images, and I'm going to, in the search engine, just type in rainbow, and a lot of different images will pop up. There's so many options. They're all really darling. I love this one, and this is the one we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my image. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then size my design on this little box here. So this is just going to help me get everything sized how I want it. So I might even drag it down just a little bit. And let's see here. That looks pretty nice. So I do like to have a lot of intentional white space around my design just because I think it looks better than having your design, you know, really close to the edges. So I'm going to actually skinny that up just a little bit. And I think that that visually looks really good to me. Now you can do anything you would like. You can size this however you would like. This is where I'm going to go with it though. I think it looks really nice. So now what I'm going to do is, now that I have it all designed and where I want it to be, I'm going to come up here and select the Joy. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide my white square. So we're only using the square really for visually sizing our design. So once we have done that, we have no purpose for it anymore. So we can just either delete it or you can click the little eyeball over here and hide it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click Make It. And then it's going to go ahead and ask us how we're going to be loading our materials into the Joy. So we are actually going to be doing multiple ways because we do have some of the powder blue. We do have that as smart material that we can load into the Joy without a mat, but we also have some material that is too big for the Cricut Joy and is not smart materials. So we are going to do that those materials on the mat. So we're going to go ahead and say multiple ways and click done. And now it's just going to go ahead and place each design on their mat according to color. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and tell it which ones we're going to do. So this is going to be on a mat because I know that color is not smart material. And then on this one, it's going to be on a mat. This is going to be without a mat because this is smart material. And then this will be on a mat. Okay, so now it has them all of them are categorized and it knows exactly what we're going to do. It's also saying that we're going to need at least 8 inches for our cutting vinyl here, so we're going to want to make sure we have enough, and if not, I'll just grab some more because I have tons of that color. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to click continue. Now it's just going to locate my Joy via Bluetooth. And what we're going to do is for the vinyl that's on the mat, they are not smart materials. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, let's see if it's under popular. It might be. I'm going to browse all materials and I am just going to scroll down to vinyl. And I'll just select premium vinyl for everything that's going to go on the mat. Now for this one right here, when it's time to come and do the matless cutting, I will use the Smart Vinyl Permanent selection for my material. Okay, so again, we're all the way up here. We're going to be doing premium vinyl. Default pressure is just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load our mat with our first color and we will get to cutting.
Okay, so I went ahead and got a larger roll of that smart vinyl because I don't think I quite had 8 inches of scraps left over on that other one. So what I'm going to do now is on the cutting screen in Design Space, it showed you where I was going through all of the mats. It shows you how much material you're going to need. So for these larger materials, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reference those cutting mats and I'm going to see how much I need. So for this first one, I need just about 2 inches by 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place my vinyl into my little paper trimmer here. And it says I need 2 inches by 4 inches, but I'm going to go 2 1/4 by 4 1/4 just to give myself a little buffer and give myself just enough. Okay, so, and this is going to be my biggest rainbow piece. Okay, and then I will do 2 1/4. So then what I can do is just go, that's perfect, okay. So I have enough for that first piece, and now what I will do is I will just go through each of my pieces. Actually, that's not my biggest piece. I was going to say that doesn't look terribly big, does it? It's not my biggest piece. I actually have a bigger one. But anyway, I'll just go through each one now, and I will reference my screen to see how much I need, and I'll just make sure I cut everything down accordingly so that I can then put them on my mat and then fit them through the Joy. Okay, so now that I have all of my larger pieces cut down to size, I'm going to go ahead and take this little protective sheet off of my mat. It just keeps my mat clean when I'm not using it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the first piece and I'm going to place it down on my mat, just like this and just like that. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and open the Joy. Again, this is set at the premium vinyl setting, and this is Oracle 651 vinyl. So I'm just going to push that towards the wheels and it will grab it. And then once it has pulled the mat in and out to make sure that we have everything in alignment, it will let me go ahead and click go. So I'll click the go on my device, which is my computer, and then it will pull that in and start cutting our first piece. Now these are going to be really quick cuts because they're just that little arch of the rainbow. So they'll be really fast and easy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and unload that. It looks wonderful. And then what I can do is peel that first one off. And then again, I'm just going to be referencing what color it's asking for next. And that's going to be the yellow. And I'm going to place that on the mat. Just like this. Perfect. Again, I'm going to select premium vinyl as my setting. Load my mat. And click go. Now while that's doing that, what I can do is I can go ahead and cut out any extra vinyl that I have on some of these pieces just so I can save them for other projects. It's a nice little activity to do while your other pieces are cutting. So again, look at how much came off of that, and I can use that for something. I could make some little hearts or something for a different project. So I'll go ahead and set those aside. Okay, that one's done. Unload. Okay. And the next is going to be our smart vinyl. So I'll go ahead and grab my roll of smart vinyl. My setting is going to be smart vinyl permanent. I'm going to, without a mat, this is the smart vinyl, so it's matless cutting. I'm going to go ahead and just push it towards the wheels. And what's going to do is going to pull in as much as it needs just to make sure that it has enough material to cut. And then once it does and confirms, I can go ahead and click go. And now those will cut. Now these are the little clouds that are going to go underneath. They're so cute. Okay, so once again, I'll just cut off any extras I have. And I can go ahead and just get this placed on the mat because it's going to be calling for this color next. And that's already done. So now I can click unload on my computer and my little clouds. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so then I will go ahead and place my last little mat in. This one's going to be premium vinyl. Okay, and then click go. So now for smart materials, I do like to go ahead and grab my paper trimmer again because I like to make sure that when I am cutting my extras off that I leave a nice straight line for reloading when I go to use this material again. I have a really fun project coming up with this color. You guys know it's my favorite. I actually, whenever I place an order, I get this color and I get the tulip color, which is super pretty. It's very similar to this color, but these two colors are my favorite. So I want to make sure that I always have some on hand. But anyway, make sure you're subscribed because a really cute project's coming with this color. I can't wait to show you. Okay, so now what I can do is I can, while I have my paper trimmer out, I might as well just trim this down as well. Now, let's see, making sure, yep, I didn't, okay, making sure I don't cut into my design or anything. Okay, so again, lots of scraps. And if you need help knowing how to fit your scraps into your smart vinyl scraps into the Joy, I will place a video right up here to show you how to do that. It's very similar to this. You're just going to place them on your mat and run them through. Okay, so we're unloading our last one. So cute. And we're going to trim off our extra pieces on this as well. Have a couple little spots. Okay, and now we'll just zoom in so you guys can watch me weed these 4 little pieces, and then we will go ahead and get them placed on the little sign. So now one thing I like to do is I like to click finish in Design Space so that it goes back to my canvas screen. That way I can see the rainbow design on my canvas and I can go ahead and reference that as I am designing. I also put that white box back in. I unhid that so that I could just see that visually, that whole project visually on my screen while I go ahead and place all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weed all of these. So now this one's going to have a little bit of a wasted space in the middle, but I want these to be laid down together, so I am totally okay with wasting a little bit of vinyl for the sake of being able to get these both laid down at the same time. So when you are weeding, all you're doing is you are just removing any part of the design that you are not going to use. So obviously the background and then the middles are going to come out of this particular one. And this project is so fast because number one, it's a pre-made design in Design Space, and number two, the little weeding pieces are, or all the little pieces are so quick to weed because they're just little arches and tiny little clouds. So super, super easy. I want to make t-shirts with this design. I think it's going to be so cute. We are in love with rainbows right now. I think they're just so bright and fun too, and just seems like such a fun little project. So you could put this little design on anything. You could make a coffee mug, which would be, oh, that would be super, super cute. Maybe I'll make myself a little coffee mug with this design on there. You could make a coffee mug. You can make a t-shirt. You could make a decal for your car. Anything you want. These would be really cute. You could make, what else could you make? The possibilities are really endless. So even if you didn't want to just make a little sign, you could do such fun things with this design. Okay, and we're already completely done. So now what we're going to do is we are actually going to lay down the clouds first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and remove any extra material around these clouds, because I like to do as least amount of material as possible. It just helps my eye visually center things. So I'm just going to cut down as much as I can. Okay, and it looks like they're going to go this way. Again, I'm referencing my design in Design Space to see which direction everything's going to go. So I'm going to need, let's see here. Just going to go ahead and place this right down on my design so I can just measure appropriately how much transfer tape I'm going to need. That looks great. One of the best things about this transfer tape is it has grid lines on it, and I love that. I think it's super helpful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I just kind of lightly pierce the corner of the transfer tape just so it grabs the top gridded layer and pulls it away from that backing. And I'm just going to pull that away. I'm going to keep this just in case I want to reuse the transfer tape, and I can lay it back down on there. And I'm just going to lay that down as straight as I can over my design here. Just like that. Okay. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little squeegee tool. I'm going to rub down on it right on the top layer, or on the top side. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing over, and I'm just going to rub that on the back side as well. It just really helps the vinyl meet the transfer tape so that when it's time to peel it off, it comes off fairly effortlessly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my little wood sign in, and we're going to start placing everything down. Okay, so I have my sign here, and I'm just going to kind of start, one thing. I always make sure I flip it over, and if this little clasp is on the top, then everything is good to go. If you accidentally put it any other way, if you're not intending to hang this, which I'm not, it's just going to be placed, I'm just going to place it and have it sitting on a shelf like this. If you are going to have it sitting like this, you want to make sure that this is on the top, because if you do it any other way, it wobbles and it's awful. So you want to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. So before that, I just want to make sure, because I made that mistake once and I've ended up redoing signs because it drives me crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to start kind of playing around with this and the top arch, because I just want to see roughly where my little center is. I think it's about 1.5 inches from the bottom. Let's see here. This is going to come down just a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I have this roughly where I want it to be, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little piece of tape and tape this top arch down just so it will help me just really lightly. It's going to just help me to make sure everything else is nice and centered when I put that other one down. So I'm just doing a little light tape there. Okay. Okay, so I think that looks really good. That's just going to help me. You guys can skip this step if you're better at visualizing this than I am, but for me, I think this step is going to just help. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip this over and then peel away this little carrier sheet right away from the vinyl. And the vinyl will be left right on the transfer tape. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just going to get that as centered as I want it there. Just about like that. I think that's good. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this little piece up so I don't lay it down on top of it. I'm going to lay those little pieces down. Okay. And I'm going to take my little squeegee tool, just rub that down. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'm just going to grab a little corner of that and pull. And then it leaves that pretty blue vinyl cloud down on my little project. Oh, that's cute. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of place this right here, and just in case I want to use that for another piece again. In fact, can it be used for this one? It sure can. Okay, let's save some material if we can. Okay, so I also want to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these pieces and just cut as close as I can. I kind of want to lay some of these pieces down just to make sure I am doing a good job of where everything is going to be going here. So let me do that real quick. I'm just going to kind of cut around my vinyl here and just visually check and make sure that everything's going to fit like it should. Better to be safe now than to have some of the arches laid down and then have something not line up. Now they don't go all the way down and they don't touch the cloud, so that's why I just want to make sure I have enough space in between each one. And just take your time. When you do a multi-layer project, you just want to take your time. No rushing. Okay. So now I'm just kind of making sure I'm in. I think this one's going to come down even more. Maybe that one will go up a little bit. And I might even do this between layers. Did I do this right? I think I laid these down upside down. Oh well, they're there now. I think these were supposed to be flipped the other way. I must have done that when I did the transfer tape. I must have put it on the wrong way. That's okay. It's still going to look really cute. Okay, so we are good to go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my biggest arch first. I think that's going to make the most sense to me. So I'm just going to slightly peel away that tape that I put down, and we'll get some transfer tape on this. Okay, so I'm just going to reuse this transfer tape and lay it right down over that little arch. And I can go ahead and just rub it down. Oh, how silly that those clouds are upside down. But you know what? You wouldn't know unless I told you. So no one's going to know. And now my design is a little bit unique, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to then peel away. Okay. So now, let me see here. Sometimes I think it's better if I stand up and really just look at it from above. I'm holding this really tight too so that I can not have it dip and cling down to my surface. That way I can just kind of have it where I want it. Okay. I think right there is going to look great. Just going to go for it. Okay. So then I'm just going to easily just kind of follow that arch along. Looks like I have a little bubble. There we go. Already gone. There we go. Grab my squeegee tool and just kind of follow that arch down and around. Okay, and then lightly peel it up and we can grab the next little layer. Here we go. So sweet. Oh my goodness. I love all these colors together too. They are so cute. Okay, so I can actually cut down my transfer tape a little bit so that I'm not working with so much. How exciting that we did, well, let's not say it yet until we've done the whole thing, but hopefully we will have done this entire project with one piece of transfer tape. That will be awesome. Okay, so that transfer tape is right over this second little arch, and I'm just pressing down. Okay, and then peeling away the backing. Okay, perfect. All right. Peel that just a little right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. It's going to be so cute. The girls are going to love this. We're actually painting their bathroom, right? Well, we are in the discussion of painting the bathroom right now. It's definitely happening, but we're not physically doing it right now. But now I'm kind of wondering if this should go in their bathroom. That would be so cute. The best thing about crafting is I could make this again for another space if I wanted to and do something different. Or on a hand towel. That would be super sweet. A little hand towel. If you guys missed my spring hand towel tutorial, I'll put it up in the corner here. I'll link it because it was so cute. Just makes hand washing so much fun. Okay. And let's see, scraper. This one's my favorite color ever. I love this color. This one is Paper Studio, so this one's from Hobby Lobby, and this color is so pretty. I can't remember what color it is. It's just a nice blush, but it's so nice. Okay, I find it helpful just to remove extra transfer tape, so just is helpful for me. Maybe even the bottom too. Okay, and you guys, look, we did it with all one piece of transfer tape. That makes me so happy. Okay. Cute. Oh, so sweet. I love it. Okay, right there. That's exactly where I want it. Okay. How darling is that? The colors are so fun. And there we go. How cute! Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. My girls are gonna love this. This might be one of my favorite signs that I've done. It's so simple too. So we did 4 rolls of vinyl. We did some smart vinyl and some regular full-size vinyl all through the Cricut Joy to bring this project together. So sweet. This is a wonderful project for scrap vinyl too because you can use a variety of colors. You can just use any colors that you have. You also just need really small amounts. Some of those were only like 4 inches by 2 inches, so run through your scrap bin and see what you have. But these colors look so cute together. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to show the girls. They're gonna love it. Alright, if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are crafting and what you guys are doing. I found this really, really fun. This was just a really sweet little way to, let's see, June is going to be a day away. Are we already a day away from June? You guys, I cannot believe it's going to be summer. Well, anyway, this was a great project to start kicking off summertime. It's just so bright and vibrant, and it's going to be just so fun. Okay, so leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, let me know what you're up to, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are new here and you want to stick around and see what's coming to the craft table next, be sure to. We have a lot of fun things coming up. I just did my content calendar for June, and it is full of amazing crafts. I'm so excited. I'm at the point where I don't know what to do first because all of them are things that I really want to be putting up in my house or that are going to help me get organized for the summer. So that's kind of a hint. All of these things are gonna be super cute, but I have a variety of stuff coming up, so you guys don't want to miss out. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys all in the next video.